Hello everyone. Welcome to the November 4th, 2018 edition of the Astrology News Report. I'm your intrepid host, Ron Berger. In this segment, we'll take a look at the upcoming planetary patterns and predictions. What's on the celestial agenda for November 4th to November 11th and beyond. But before beginning, a little announcement. It does take a lot of time and effort to produce these weekly reports. You can show your support for this work by sticking around for the donation link at the end of the video. Thanks. This week there will be a new moon, which will be on Wednesday, November 7th, at 21 degrees sidereal Libra. Libra is the sign of balance and compromise. Sharing the sign with the new moon is Venus, still retrograde, at the other end of the sign. Venus is the ruler of Libra, so having the lunar month start out in a sign along with its ruler, usually a good thing, except that, since Venus is retrograde, we will get some of this retro energy spreading through the lunar month. In other words, things don't go as smoothly as they normally would with a Libra new moon. This is the beginning of the Hindu Lunar Month Kartika, named for Kritika, the lunar sign of the full moon, which will be on November 22nd at 6 degrees sidereal Taurus. Kritika is a nakshatra associated with purification by fire. Its symbol is the forge, or the cooking fire, wherein the raw materials are heated to purify them and make into something useful. So, it's a lunar month associated with transformation. But with all that heat, it's not really a pleasant, easygoing transformation. Note that the full moon will be enjoying a close aspect from Jupiter, the great benefic of Vedic astrology, the planet of truth and faith. But looks like simultaneously the full moon picks up a square aspect from Mars. So, again, this will not be a totally smooth lunar month, or not for everyone. Now, for the big item this week. Mars changes signs, leaving Capricorn and entering Aquarius on Monday, November 5th. Mars typically spends about 6 weeks transiting through a sign, but during 2018 it did something special. Mars remained in Capricorn for 6 months, from last May until now, due to going through a retrograde phase which lasted from late June through August. So, finally, we get to experience Mars in a new sector of our charts, and, depending on who you are, you will be either really glad about this or not. Mars in Aquarius is an interesting case. Mars is the planet of action. Aquarius is the sign of the social humanitarian, in other words, the energy that wants to make society a better place, especially for the disadvantaged. We could say that Aquarius is the quintessential Democrat sign. Aquarius is the sign of the group, of sacrifice for the needs of the group, putting the group goals ahead of one's personal goals. This sounds like a rather political situation, but having the planet of force in the sign of social reform does sound a bit, Bolshevik. Note, too, that Neptune is in Aquarius with Mars. This can be a somewhat problematic combination because it puts together the planet of action and force with the planet of fantasy and deception, which can give rise to all sorts of not-so-nice situations. On the positive side, Mars, the planet of action and victory, teams up with Neptune, planet of dreams, in Aquarius, the sign of the social revolutionary, giving a boost to all the liberal Dems out there. Mars will be in Aquarius until December 23rd, when it will then move on to the next sign, Pisces. Next week, I'll go through the zodiac and talk about what sorts of events can be expected for the Mars plus Neptune combination for each of the rising sign charts. Another astrology item that occurs this week is that retrograde Venus will reach its station degree before it goes back to normal direct motion. At the beginning and end of a retrograde period, a planet appears to hang motionless in the zodiac for several nights, or, in the case of the slower-moving outer planets, as much as a whole month. Astrologers consider this condition, called stationary, to make the planet strong. In this case, since Venus is in its own sign, Libra, it becomes extra strong. And another thing here for the Vedic astrology wonks, since it's right at the beginning of Libra, it's also in Libra Navamsha, what the Vedic astrologers call Vargatama, and thus extra, extra strong. So, the planet of love and harmony and agreement, super strong in its own sign, Libra, sign of balance and fairness. Sounds like it should be good, doesn't it? Well, yes, but there is another influence on Venus, which is the opposition from Uranus coming from the other side of the zodiac in Aries. Having the planet of independence and rebellion opposed to the planet of harmony and agreement isn't going to help Venus significations all that much. Venus is the planet of love. The sign Libra is the sign of idealists. Venus is extra strong in its own sign and own Navamsha, but Uranus, the planet of revolutionaries and rebellion, is in mutual aspect, therefore influencing Venus while simultaneously receiving benefit from Venus. Sounds like a big boost for all the idealistic revolutionary types. And remember, this is happening at the same time that Mars, planet of action and conflict, is in Aquarius, sign of the social humanitarian, along with Neptune, planet of fantasy and illusions. All this right after the midterm elections. Should be interesting. And now, before leaving, a short pitch for donations. It does take a lot of time and effort to put these videos together. You can show your appreciation for what this YouTube channel does for you by donating a few bucks to the cause. Just click on or touch the donation card you see here, which will take you to the donation page. Thanks, and until next week.